When I was searching for my first job, I created an email just for this activity. In 6 months, there were 1,000 emails, 950 were rejections. I did find my first job, and I thought that this background in this search was interesting and it was something to share with people, and this is what this video is about. If you're interested in searching for a job, this information might help you. So first takeaway is that you don't really matter. This might sound odd and harsh maybe, but this is the truth. So the company is looking for a set of skills. When I found my first job, they said that I didn't have like technical abilities that they wanted, but they hired me because they felt like I am one of them. And this is quite a weird statement if you think about it. What does it mean that you are one of them? This means that there is a team of people that work together and they more or less have the same skills. I'd be happy if they're hard skills, but they told me they're not in my case. So this means that they have soft skills in the team. Let's say this team is positive, responsible, I don't know, does things on time. They have these criteria in their team, and I have those as well. And that's why they hired me. Which means that if it wasn't me, but some other guy with the same criteria, they would hire him. And he would be their person. On the one hand, it's a bit depressing. But on the other hand, it takes responsibility off your shoulders. What I mean by that is when you're looking for a job, you get a lot of rejections, and that's part of the deal. And you feel disappointed that something is wrong with you. But in reality, that was never about you. It was about the criteria they are looking for and the criteria that you have. And if they overlap, you get hired. If they don't, you don't get hired. Stemming from this comes my realization that your CV is not a reflection of you. It's just a list of criteria, list of skills that you represent. For example, as a motion designer, I need to know After Effects, Blender, and I need to do things on time. This is what my CV is. It's not about my personality. It's not about my best projects. It's not about something like this. It's just this list of criteria, sometimes backed up by projects that I demonstrate the skills with. Why this happens is that when a team needs a motion designer, they come to HR manager and they tell this HR manager what they're looking for. He doesn't really know the job. The description of job on LinkedIn, it doesn't really reflect the job because the person who posted it doesn't really understand the job. If you read this, you can't understand the job either, which brings me to my second takeaway is that you should just apply for all jobs that you think even remotely fit what you want to be doing. I heard that in the old times that you want the job, you research what this job role is, and you build your resume and you apply to job posting accordingly. But in 2024, it doesn't work. You send your CV every time. You don't think too much about this because you need to go past this vague description of your job, and you have to go past this HR manager who doesn't really understand the job and get straight to the source, to the team. And only then you can actually filter out what you want to do or not do. That's why you should reply to all of them. That's my takeaway. When I get to the HR interview stage, I just start telling the manager what they want to hear. Again, there is no self-worth. There's nothing about this. I don't want to present myself. I don't even value myself that much. I just say what they want to hear because I need to get past the stage to the real team. My first job, I got to this HR interview and there was not really a team. There were only one person who was vaguely connected to motion design, and they needed a first motion designer. And I got to the HR interview and they just told this person so successfully what she wanted to hear. In our sphere, we do test tasks, and I didn't do that. They just hired me just because I told what the HR manager wanted to hear. Most of all, what they want to hear, of course, is how many years of experience you have, because this is the only reliable information that they can work with. And this experience number is very interesting. If your company is a good company, they will try to check on this HR stage if this number is really true. But in 95% of cases, they just want to see the number and that's it, because they can't check how this number connects to my Blender knowledge, my Blender skills, and they will send me to the next stage where they can actually see, do I have the skills that match this, let's say, 3 years experience. As you should not have too much self-worth in job search, you don't need to have any decency. You just need to have this. They want 3 years of experience, write that you have 3 years in your CV. Of course, I didn't do this, but I heard that you just invent that some jobs that you had in the past and they will not bother to check. And she doesn't know how this 3 years transferred to, say, Blender skills. Just sends you to the next stage. On the next stage, you have a tech interview. This is when the people actually care about your Blender skills, but they don't really care about how you got those skills. They might not even ask you, as I had in my case. I got past this HR interview, I got to this technical interview, and I talked about how I made those videos in Blender, what skills, what tools, how much time I did modeling, texturing, and so on. And the person was interested in this, and he was not interested in where and how I acquired this. On the technical interview, they don't really care about the number, and on HR interview, they can't really correlate this and check this number, how it connects to my hard skills. And this is why I say that this number is very interesting and funny, and if you let it get in the way of finding a job, this would be really dumb. You get finally to the interview with a person who does know a thing or two about the job. You get to the interview with the team, and at this point you just want to show that you are the best person in the world. But also it's important really not to be needy. Sometimes when people want to show that they are the best and that they are really good, they come off as needy. In my case, when I get to this interview and they say, okay, so we will reply to you within a week whether we send you an offer or not, I would say that, okay, yes, this is really good, but you should know that I do have other offers, actual offers right now. And I would tell those people that I'll wait for a week because you are my priority. But if you don't come back to me, then I'll accept that job. It's not going to be a big deal for me. You need to show that you have some self-worth at this stage, ironically enough. You don't really need them, or at least you don't need them more than they need you. And this is really comical sometimes because I had a job where I was going through the interview process. Well, they told me that, gave me the answer within a week, but things were going really slow. And we went past this week. I had to play my part. And I said, okay, guys, I warned you in the beginning. I'm really sorry, but I'm accepting this job offer from another company because if things are moving this way right now, and if they don't value you even like in this way, then it's not going to be anything good in the future. Without any other option, I just refused the job and I refused to go through the interview process. And I implore you to know your self-worth at this stage. If you did get a job offer in 2024, it means you've been through hell and it's not easy to get the job. And when you get to the stage, you do need to show your self-worth. And another thing about this is when they do send you a job offer within the time limit they told you, and your first reaction should be to reject it because they devalued you all the way through all the stages of interview. You need to get back at them. You need to get some payback. Usually it's in salary. So for example, I got a job offer from a company. It was $1,500 per month. I showed them already that I'm really good, and I went through all stages of interview, and they are really interested in me now, which means that right now it's my turn to get back at them and get something more. I suffered enough. So I told them, that's really good, but again, I have this other company and they offer me more money. I want to discuss like a bigger salary. And surprisingly, they did come back to me and offered me $2,000. Negotiate and don't be shy. Know your self-worth at this stage because this is the only stage where you can actually experience some self-worth. And it doesn't always work out. For example, at my recent job, I got the job offer, I asked for more and didn't pan out. But at least I tried, and that I'm not just accepting whatever they throw at me. And in my future job searches, I would still negotiate at the final stage where I can see their interest in me. Now it's time to negotiate. This is my story, and I hope this could be helpful to someone who is looking for a job right now in 2024, 2025. If you have some things that you think I said wrong, or you have your personal stories, please comment. Also, like and subscribe. And I see you in the next one. Bye.